Hello, hey guys. Okay. Quick little Sunday stream here. I think it just happens to be as markets are about to open, I think. Just let me check here. Oh no, still an hour. Never mind. Okay, guys. So Andy's Crypto Talk here. I think I'm gonna actually go through a rebranding in the next couple weeks. Sort of for the new year, I want to be Enjoy. Enjoy's kind of been it's been a little bit of my online alias, so I'm gonna go with that. But yeah, just not too important. Something you guys may or may not see in the next couple weeks. So let's take a look at the markets. Let's see what's going on today. BTC dominance. Let's just look at that for a moment, just to reflect on what's happening here. 2018 took the dip. BTC dominance climbed till January 2021. That's when it dipped heavy. So we've been climbing. The question is, when do we dip? When do we lose this trend? We can see it's a nice uptrend here. Pretty nice uptrend. So yeah, I mean, this could continue going up. Quite a ways, potentially 59%, maybe 61. Something to keep your eye on. BTC, from when we looked at it last, this is kind of what I projected that we'd have happen here. So I was just looking at this consolidation after the rip up here, this consolidation upwards here, and I was assuming we would follow that trend upward this way. We've kind of just been consolidating sideways right now. I mean, it doesn't look too much different to what we did here, kind of consolidated sideways for a bit, but the floor was raising, so that's kind of happening. We'll see. Just keep your eye on this, maybe on a lower time frame, 4 hours. See, are we respecting this sort of lower channel? Although, what's to say we can't dip and continue shooting up further? I mean, it's looking like a potential flag here, right? I mean, just some ideas to keep in play. So yeah, I mean, kind of things haven't really changed much on the BTC lineup. Went down to about 42.8, hit a high of about 44.7 just in the past couple days, and I mean, this is just shaking out some leverage, late longs, wrecking those guys, potentially late shorts or early shorts. I mean, just getting wrecked on this. But some people, I mean, we're pretty close to that 48K, so maybe some people think we're already overextended from 42 and that we revisit 42. It's not that far, 6% from the top. A lot of more calls I see going for like 38 or down all the way to the 32 range, calling for like a 30% correction right now. I don't know if that's in play currently. I don't know who's selling to that extent right now in the market because of ETF. So that's New Year's. Let's mark a marker on ETF because the ETF news is supposed to be first week. first week or so of January. So we'll put on the 8th, we'll put a marker there and see kind of where we get into in that first week. Now, mind you, this could be first 2 weeks, potentially up to the 14th. It extends maybe either way, that the ETF announcement could come out, and that could change prices quite dramatically. But either way, like I said, I think we kind of continue up at this rate here. It could even be that we play out into sort of a channel like we seen right here, this bigger channel sort of section. So we could see that kind of playing out on this guy. Yeah, just as like an upwards trend channel. Sorry guys, I'm just getting a call. I'm just gonna have to mute this for a second. Oh, perfect, great, yeah. Don't get a single call at all during the week. While I'm streaming, I get a wrong number call. Anyways, so looking at this, what I was just saying here, this upwards sort of pennant, upwards bull flag, whatever you want to call it. Looking similar to this one, right? Maybe a little steeper. It could potentially, let's say, go down to this sort of trajectory. Maybe less, because it has to meet up at some point, right? So it could be something like that, maybe. Either way, I'm not gonna draw that out yet. We could go down to a lower time frame, something like this. I guess you guys would have access to the 15, so. And just have a look from the last sort of trajectory. And I mean, we can see it's attempting to rotate this, ignoring this line because that's just kind of something I arbitrarily put in there last time. I mean, as you can see, price is bouncing and hovering around that. But that doesn't really, that line doesn't mean anything. What I'm talking about here is this downtrend being broken through and then retested, and now could potentially go to the upside here. Just attempting to rotate this. If we see sort of a breakthrough of this 44,765 region, that's where I think we continue moving on to the upside. And then something, you know, to look at on the downside. I mean, we're kind of like, we're in that trend area right now. But we could dip down sort of 42K potentially, and make something happen above there. So like if it does continue down here, you know, we then continue on afterwards. That's just, you know, hypothetical stuff. Don't really know what's gonna happen here. Regardless, the price action is still pretty bullish. Regardless of this sideways sort of consolidation that we have right now. You know, I think we're just hovering right around the middle line of that right now. And we can see that based off the volume. Excuse me. Just based off the volume, 43.9 to about 43.750 is where most of the volume's playing around. You can see most of the candles hanging out in that area. Little spikes up and down. For the most part, that's the range. So, yeah, nothing else really to look at on Bitcoin, but, you know, just wanted to talk about how this is pretty bullish, that we're just sort of settling price here, and not making any push down or higher. That means that there are no unbalanced buyers or sellers in the market right now. It's pretty balanced for buyers and sellers, which is nice to see, just for a consolidation. You know, you could see something like of this sort where we consolidate sideways and then drop down and then continue ripping upwards. But I just think with the ETF narrative, like you see that, how close that is to us in days. I think we're just going to kind of sit here sideways or go up. Now, I think maybe, you know, I've removed this line just because that's not so important to have that. And I'll just sort of draw what I think is either the case. Either we do that and then we rocket after ETF. That's a bullish case. So we could also go up. Actually, I could just do this. Also, after ETF, it could be a sell the news and we go down. Let me change the color for that one. So we could see that play out as well. This could also happen, and then we go either way. Let's change that guy to white. Or we could continue just stalling out and then do something else. I'm not going to draw too many squiggles on here because this is already like the amount of the probabilities are with this one or with this one, more than likely. And I think the probabilities are with upside on either of these ones. I just really highly doubt there's downside after the ETF opens up demand. I mean, this is something that the market, the crypto markets have been waiting for a long time for something like this to happen. So regardless, yeah, just keep an eye out on what's going on here and what's going on with BTC dominance over the next little while. There is a chance if BTC dominance continues to drop, as we see, more than likely BTC is going to do this sideways action play out, and then at that point we're going to see Ethereum start to rip, which actually is kind of what we've been seeing in the past few days. Like if we just look at it on, say, a 4-hour compared to BTC, I mean, you know, this moved up 5th of December and then stopped, and then ETH, you know, it was going sideways kind of on the 5th and then didn't start moving up till the 6th. So this is reflexive. It's a little bit like reflexive of BTC's price going sideways through the 6th, right? So through the 6th, the price went sideways, even a little bit down, allowing Ethereum to make this big catch-up play that we see here. Let me get that other ETH chart. This is the one. So this is the ETH chart we made last time on stream. We can delete these probabilities down here because we know what played out. And right now, it looks like this red one's already kind of invalidated. That more than likely, if we take longer to play out here, that we'll see this white one play out. But right now, you can almost see, like, right with my squiggle, it's doing that, right? So we're seeing that sort of W in pattern get created with the, you know, price starting to curl back upwards. Mind you, we're in a big volume point here between, you know, 2350, 2360. That's a very strong volume point that we might hang around in for a little while longer. But in the, you know, in the day sort of time frame, we can see we've broken this major bull flag from April to November. Like I was saying last stream, formed sort of this upwards triangle and broke out of it. So again, we were looking at BTC on that time frame and seeing that sort of upwards triangle. It broke out back here back in October, and then it made a run, you know, until December from there. So therefore, you know, I think from breaking this high here, oops, so from breaking this zone here and shooting upwards, I think this is just beginning when it comes to Ethereum's rally. Probably going to stretch this even higher, because I think 2800 is kind of what I'm looking at as a target. Maybe into that first week even. Would be interesting to see what happens now that once people have seen what BTC ETF narrative does to the price, that a good chance that Ethereum plays catch up, because they realize that Ethereum is going to have an ETF next. And so that's a little bit of news type of fundamentals to play onto. So anyways, yeah, I mean, let's look at the lower, a little bit lower time frame, just to see how it's been playing out. 15-minute, and then we can see here right now we're sort of in this range here between 23.20 and you know, up in 23.77, and a couple spikes up above that, sort of 23.70. That's where I had marked out, and I'm guessing that's, if I look back, it's probably from here somewhere. Yeah, 23.70. I mean, it's a lot of action happening around that mark, right? A lot of tags down here. Maybe on the daily. Yeah, I mean, that looks like just a lot of activity happening on this, dancing around this mark. So I think if we push past this, once we do push past this, it's going to be pretty strong move up, maybe to 2900, 2800, 2900 type area. Just a lot of strength pushing it down right here. So that's one thing I would wait to maybe see if you're trying to enter now. Want to see something a little bit more constructive happen above that level. Right now, I mean, you can see if we do this sort of trend break here, you know, we see the trend break, retest, and making its way up. You could potentially wait for something a little more constructive to happen up here, above this range, maybe even above here or above there. If you wait for something like that, that could be a way to play into price now. However, you know, just making sure that you're giving price a little bit of room there, because it's up in the top of this range, and right now it's sort of tiptoey on whether or not it just pushes down again, right? So you want to kind of see it. I would personally want to see it like create something above even the 2380. Yeah, I mean, once it pushes up to that around 2380 and it has some gas, that's where I would ignite it. That's where I would really put some size in. So yeah, I mean, moving on from Ethereum, we see Solana and AVAX in my title here, that they are raging. We can take a look just to see that in the past few days, you know, we had a sort of top off and a push down in Sol BTC, but now we're pushing back up. And sort of same thing you can see with Sol ETH. It's still stronger in certain senses of it. So yeah, that was like previous zones we were looking at. Watch something form out of here, and then it's going to take off. And that's kind of what we've seen here. Something closed and formed above this, and then even above this sort of downtrend, and then we sort of rocketed upwards. Where's this chart? So this is the chart I was sort of looking at, I think, last time. Yeah, I mean, this happened a lot faster than I even anticipated. It looks like it's actually closer to this bigger bigger squiggle that I drew out So maybe we're gonna just zap these guys, zap all this mid-range stuff, because we can see this played out quite nicely actually. So yeah, I'm not gonna lie, if you know if it wasn't obvious enough that I drew a circle right there where things started happening, I don't know what else to tell you. You could have easily played this safely, even if over the 65 sort of 9. I think I remember talking about this, getting above this range and then saying, oh, okay, well, I don't want it to get back into that range, so play that kind of loose and just play it to the 69 meme that I was telling you about. That's still a 2.7 RR, which that's like, you can make money with that all day. Look at how long this would have took, right? That's 8 hours, 12 hours, right? That's a fast trade. If you were willing to hold, you know, you could have caught a beast play off this up to, you know, the 7-8 hours, with a pretty relaxed, like I would say that's a relaxed stop. If you went down into a little bit more nitty-gritty time frame and then played it as it, like, you know, it comes out, retests, you know, and you could have played something like this as it comes out and retests again, about to take off, something tighter like that, you could have got, you know, easily 7 hours just for the first swing, and then, like, you know, if you pushed out close somewhere in this area, 17 hours. I mean, that's a good amount of percentage from my call out here. Doesn't matter how you play it, 20% move is sick, right? Like, I mean, that's fast, because this happened in, let's look at it on the day. This happened in like 1-2 days, right? This is pretty big. So yeah, hopefully someone in this channel caught something here, and this isn't, I'm not just saying this stuff to myself. What do we do from here? How do I jump in on this wave, you ask me? So I mean, this is the trend we're looking at right now. We're actually at a bit of an inflection point, as we were before. Funny enough that I hopped on stream right now. I mean, there's a few ways you could look at this. Maybe I would look at it like that, just to incorporate that last sort of low. Yeah, I mean, you're on kind of like a trend, downtrend, bull flag, whatever you want to call it. And it seems like we're reaching sort of the breakout point here. Yeah, so I mean, this is a good place. You could potentially throw a long, if you were looking to long the market on Solana. Wait for it to kind of come out and do something right here, and then go from there. You know, you could just target the highs and play your stops pretty tight. That's 5 hours right there. That's a little bit of a risky trade though on the 15 minutes. Maybe you'd want to wait for the 1 hour and let it make some more clear signal above here. Where's our next sort of zone that we're looking at for the upside? 82. So I mean, if you want to play a bit of a safer, I think midterm sort of play, play this sort of back into the range, throwing 1% for 10%. That's pretty good still. Doing a 7.69 R. And then your stops are kind of under this volume region here, around the 74, 73. I just think if we get out of this zone, yeah, that's fine, I'll leave that actually. So if we get out of this zone, that just looks horrible. Why does that look so horrible? So if we get like out of this zone here, like I was drawing, that's where you would actually want to enter this. if it doesn't really make it out of this zone and it starts dropping down, don't try to play this, because it's probably going to maybe come down and meet the underside here, tag off the 69, who knows. I think personally this looks strong and this looks constructive. The price action we're seeing now is that of what we were seeing moving up here, right? So these like tight sort of upslopes where price narrows into a point, and that's kind of what we're seeing, right? Like if we zoom in on this even further to just get like absolute closest to price action right now, this is what we're looking at, right? I'm not going to erase that other stuff just because I don't want to bother. But do you remember what BTC looked like? Right? This is the same sort of structure of the up and then up and then out. So yeah, I think that's pretty clear what we're looking at on Sol. I did want to look at AVAX today because this is on a tear in the past few days. Did I have markings? No, I haven't even done this one yet. I really should have showed you guys this last time because I was charting it myself, and it was right around this zone where I did pick up some spot AVAX right in this. Oh wait, actually it was a little bit higher. 4 hours. So it was right in this sort of area here. You know, I noticed that the breakout had happened, but I missed it. So I figured I would still wait. Kind of waited for something to play out here. And then right around here, I figured I'd enter some spot. So yeah, I mean, even from that point, joining on late, it's still up 40%. From this breakout, 67%. That's just in the past few days, right? 5 days. So does it keep going? I mean, you saw what Sol did, right? Like it just keeps going. So my bet is that it keeps going. Does it take a break? Yeah, probably. We're kind of like, if you look on the hourly, we're in a sort of a break right now. We just were in one recently. This was sort of the primary structure to break, and you can see it's as soon as it breaks these third tests. So we got 1, 2, 3, right? Third test, it goes up. I'm not sure how this one worked. 1, 2. Yeah, I mean, tough to say that the 3 always works, but you do see it happen quite a bit. You know, this kind of level, that's 1, 2, 3, right? So we do see that a lot. So maybe you see something like that happen up here, a little more constructive. I'm gonna just jump down time frame. Just to show you how I would look at this on maybe a smaller time frame. And these, like, I mean, you might have to redraw these depending on price action and how things happen. The flatter it is, the more velocity it usually goes, and the more down, although it depends. Like the more down angle, sometimes it's less velocity. But I've noticed if it's flatter, it tends to have a lot more velocity. But even right here, right, for example, like it can fake out quite a bit. This is a big fake out, right? So fake out once, fake out again, retest, and then go. So there's a lot of different ways that it can play out. Now this trend, actually, that was wrong how I drew that. Because it should be from the high to the low. Probably be something like that. Right, that's the lowest point, and then it's from there on it attempted to just recreate upward momentum. And then when we seen this this pattern that I talk about a lot happen, You know, it's very reminiscent of a smiley face. This pattern tends to play out a lot, again, because we have a low, a higher high, a lower low, a higher high, a higher low. So we went from a downtrend to an uptrend, right? So this is the switch point to the uptrend, and this is the confirmation, right? Trader Main calls this the market structure break. I mean, you could call it that, but it's basically where it breaks the last high, and that's where it sends price upwards. And then right here we see it. It sort of tried to retest it almost, created a flag. So we created a flag here. This is where we could have done an entry, where we see this breakout, and we know, you know, we can stop it back inside that range even if we want, and target much higher, wherever our next resistance point was. Which, let's take a look at what's going on forward. So just to take a look at the daily and look at some volume and see what happened in the past. And this is BitGet. I should be using Bybit. Yeah, we're gonna use Bybit. It's got more history, somewhat. I'm just gonna try to erase that stuff so I can see a little bit better what's happening here. Okay, this is a little better for me to work with. 86. Sort of in the middle there of 78. $93. Put one at 103. $57. Some stuff happening down here. So we're down here. It looks like it kind of isn't much to about 39. $43. $45. We could just actually just keep one of those and just say 45. And then the bottom side of this 57 sort of structure. I think that's pretty good. Just to have something to work with on our way up. Maybe give that one a tag there at 69. Again, dude, this is a meme market, guys. Maybe down, it would go down to 55. Sounds good. And then maybe, let's see. Meme market, guys. What? Yeah, that's okay. It's just, what a meme market, right? 69 being such a control point that like wicked to 69. Anyways, yeah, I think just, it's looking a lot like Solana from here to like 54. I don't think there's a lot in the way of slowing price down, other than like maybe BTC is like taking the oxygen out of the room and moving really fast. It's actually taking a dip right now while we're on stream. Oh, but that's not even a dip. No, man, I mean, things are looking pretty good here for AVAX, I would say. Sorry, this is the one we were playing on. So yeah, like, keep your eye on this trend, you know, if you want to enter a long on AVAX here. I wouldn't laugh at you even after it's up this much. I wouldn't laugh at you. Just because it is a good risk to reward. Playing something tight right to 40. that's psychological resistance too, right? Wait for it to kind of construct out of here. You don't want it to come back into the range. Depends. Hopefully it does something kind of soonish. You know, you can make 6R. You don't have to give up a lot of percentage either. These types of moves, if they do make their way back down, you know, they're gonna break their way back down pretty fast because they are altcoins and it's been up 15% in the day. So yeah, just keep your eye out. Don't get too crazy about that. Let's take a look at, were we looking at Bonk last time? Yeah, we were looking at Bonk. And look at that, eh? Broke out of that. Broke out of that, and then we seen neither of my plays actually work out quite to what I said, but I mean, that's pretty close. That's pretty damn close. I was right on the direction, maybe not as far, but a little bit wronger on the time. I expected this to take a little bit of time. Maybe when I was drawing too far. Because yeah, I mean, our green played out. So let's delete these other ones. Not so important anymore now that we see the green sort of played out. We didn't really tag fully where I said, but we're actually tagged inside the circle. Which is crazy, right? Like, I mean, I just squiggled this stuff on stream. You guys watched me do this. It's crazy. Anyways, a lot of volume coming into Bonk here. There was some rumors of a Coinbase listing. Actually, it looks like something's happening pretty good that we normally are looking at, right? So there's our sort of happy face we normally look at, right? So low, high, lower low, high, higher low, and here we go, a higher high. So a higher low is maybe where you want to enter this right now. Let's just do a quick trend line of this top sort of range, maybe something like this. So actually it's looking like it's actually just breaking out and retesting right now. This could be a good entry for Bonk for sort of medium to short time frame. You could even just play this back to the upside here. There's like 3 R's, 4 R's right there. Oh, more actually. Well, it depends where you enter here. It could come down maybe all the way to here. Wait for it to do that and then enter. You can have a pretty tight stop then and do like 10 R's. It's still 20% upside. So that's just one thing to keep in mind. You can actually create a little bit more, something like that, 10 R's, right? Or enter in now, 5 R's. Just give it enough room to breathe sort of to the downside in case it does start crashing back down here. But it is looking pretty constructive of price. So I'm going to leave this actually and just see what... I'm just going to see what plays out of that. Oh, I just locked it. I think that's kind of where I would put it. Yeah, something like that. And just pretend that we entered right here. And then let's see. So I'm just going to mark this stuff so we can just remember what I was looking at. And that's kind of what I wanted to see. Something like that, right? So we'll just leave that on the chart. And see what happens. See if that 8R trade plays out for us. This is something else, you know, you could have put it maybe under this volume here. And then played a little bit of an extension to the upside from there. How far it could go, it's tough to say. But yeah, it just depends on how safe you want to be. I just think this has a lot of volume. You know, Bonk has a lot of volume going into it, and this was a pretty dank red candle, like pretty big red candle. So yeah, I mean, this is like, we're on the bottom of this volume structure. So yeah, I think it really holds here quite well and then continues on its way up. That's Bonk. You know, what do we see Bonk moving up? Yes. On the longer time frame, let's get rid of this older one. And then what we're gonna do now is, if you're looking to say maybe get in again later after this one plays out, you know, again, I think right now we're seeing it move up. Why is that? I just don't like it when it does that. So yeah, we're seeing it move up is what I think it could do. Of course, it could always dance back down and then retest and then continue back up. I think that's sort of a little more bearish scenario. But yeah, moving to the upside, we'd like to see something form upon here to continue playing it to the upside. I think this is near, what's the market cap now? It doesn't say it here. Let me see. Bonk market cap. Market cap 772 million. Fully diluted 1.27 billion. Yeah, so 750 million. It's tough to not see this get to like maybe 1 to 1.5 billion. So maybe a 2x from here is still possible. 2x from here, so 100% from here. 1.5. You're looking at about where I just marked out. That's where I just marked out. So that's kind of where I'm looking to see. Looking to see price move up into that region there. Let's change this all to green. And then this is where we would want to see some form of price creating that W formation and move on up. So that's Bonk. MYRO. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I spoon feed. Good stuff, but some of you guys just don't really care. Anyways, doesn't matter. So yeah, MYRO recently we saw it break out of this flag that it created. Moved up, you know, filled these wicks. This is the thing that's interesting about this is it's not giving you the full price action. Let me pull up Dex screen. Oh. Dex screener, MYRO. I got a lot of drawings on this one, I'll tell you guys. But yeah, this is what we were looking at, right? It broke out of this flag. We've seen price move up here. Broke this all-time high of 45 and hit the new all-time high of 52 million. Now we're seeing prices in this downward channel consolidating in a bull flag. Quite a tight range and down from the highs right now. We're about 34% down and made a full correction of about 41% so far. It could continue down further, but I think 34.4 million market cap right now. It's sitting pretty. Yeah, it's sitting pretty. I was telling you guys back here about this. So, you know, join my Telegram and yeah, just be around when I make these call outs. You might have a chance to get in things like this. So yeah, I mean, MYRO right now, I think with what's happening next week, they've got tier 1 exchanges listing, and that's going to allow a lot of beginners to get their bags now. So I think we're seeing sort of this smiley face play out potentially right here. Could be a good zone to break out from. Sort of break upon this 38 and then break through the 40, sort of 46 to 50 range. You know, might see a little bit of this chop up here before we continue moving on up. But I just think there's a lot of bullish news right now. We're sitting on the previous structure's all-time high, so there's a lot of volume here to sort of keep price action trading sideways. We could continue seeing that for a while, but again, I think we're looking at on a major structure, it is just a bull flag, right? This is what we were looking at projecting out of here, sort of some ranging and then up. It went down a little further than we predicted, and then shot out and continued on up. And then yeah, we didn't push through this BitGet exchange all-time high of 60 mil, but that was just a wick. It could have been like very little volume that actually even was traded up there, but it was traded up there, and I think that we still haven't filled that wick. And there's just a good chance that right now we're creating a really big sort of cup and handle pattern to move upwards. So I do want to leave that on the chart, but I'm going to take this stuff out of here because it's sort of played out in a way. Like this lower one, not so likely. And this higher one, I mean, we could do that. And it could just be that I was right on the trajectory, just wrong on time. So it could also do something like this. But I do think that we'll have something happen in this region here of the 52 mil sort of all-time high that we've seen, not just on exchange, but also on here we saw 52 mil on the centralized exchange. Anyways, I've rambled quite a bit. I'm not even sure, 48 minutes now rambling. Let's just, one more I want to cover is Jito. This is crazy that there was a lot of people that were airdropped, and the lowest airdrop was something like 5,000 of these tokens. So that's like 15k right now is the lowest airdrop that was given. So there are some airdrop tutorials that I've reposted on my Twitter or X. So, I mean, go check out my Twitter profile. If you go to X and you just search up Enjoy or at BlockTunes, at BlockTunes, I'll put it in the chat here. Oh, I'm not signed in, never mind. I won't put it in the chat. Just search at BlockTunes. Yeah, I did post these up. Let's have a look here. So yeah, this guy here, not short. Props to not short. This guy showing you, he's like 17 years old, and he got 200,000 from that Jito airdrop. And he's showing you how to make, 6 figures with airdrops. So check this guy out. His videos are right on X. 17-year-old high school dropout. So yeah, I mean, check that stuff out. Airdrops are really good, and either way, I think this I think Jito is poised to be really good platform, and Jupiter next. I did actually manage to snag Jupiter, a little bit of the airdrop on my first wallet. So just check it out, guys. JUP.AG. Station. Yeah, so check out Jupiter. It's a super wicked exchange. All sorts of guides, documents, you know, all the information you need here, the community, the stats. Jupiter's a wicked exchange. It's basically like Uniswap for Solana. That's where I recommend you be trading right now, because they will be doing an airdrop, and the airdrop is in 3 or 4 waves. They've done the first wave of claiming, so if you come in here and you just start trading, get some volume, you know, use their limit order, use their DCA, use the bridge, use the perpetuals, you know, make sure you do that stuff, and you're gonna get a chance at the airdrop, which is pretty cool. So yeah, guys, yeah, it looks like Myro's taking another dip back into its channel here. You want to see if it's going to hold this sort of structure. Is it going to hold this line? As long as it doesn't dip below this one, you know, it should be poised for a move up. So yeah, guys, keep an eye on Jito. It looks like it's sort of trying to rotate this as well. I think this thing will move with gas. I mean, I don't know. It wicked up. It wicked up to $55 now. Who knows, right? Like, price was traded there. There's a good chance price could trade there again. So yeah, I mean, you know, you could see this. You can see this just rocket on up. But yeah, we'll leave that there. I've mumbled enough for today. One last thing to just show you guys, just to keep your eye on this one as well. Total 3. What's happening with Total 3? Will you tell me? You tell me. You tell me. Right? That's it's almost 200 billion in value. You tell me. Hopefully one of you guys can comment in the comment section and let me know, what do you think's gonna happen with that? For God's sakes, stop buying Luna. Like, that's why we can't have nice things. Anyways, that's it for now. Y'all have a good one. Any script talk.